Merry Christmas and welcome back to ROADTRIpVIA, the road trip ready trivia quiz made to be played in the car. Today's episode is number 708. The category is Scrooged. This is a 21 question trivia quiz where all of the questions come from the 1988 Christmas movie Scrooged, one of the best retellings of Dickens' A Christmas Carol ever. If you haven't seen it yet this season, this is your reminder to do so. But for now, let's get started with question number 1. After 1984's Ghostbusters and 1989's Ghostbusters 2, where he starred as Peter Venkman, what was the name of the comedic actor who played TV producer Frank Cross in 1988's Christmas movie Scrooged? We're getting started with an easy one. If you don't know the main actor in this movie, you're going to have a tough time today. Scrooged stars Bill Murray. They get harder from here. Question number 2. Rising in the ranks and finally becoming the president of network television for them, what is the 3 initial name of the television network that Frank Cross has worked at for years and who is airing his live Christmas Eve special that he is producing? We're looking for 3 initials. It's mentioned throughout the movie. The answer is IBC. IBC presents. Question number 3. He also provided the film scores for both The Nightmare Before Christmas and 2018's version of The Grinch. What is the name of the composer of the original musical score for Scrooged? He's done a lot of Christmas movies. He did Nightmare Before Christmas, and he did 2018's version, the animated version of The Grinch. He also did the Simpsons theme. The answer is Danny Elfman. Question number 4. In his office, Frank has a dictionary-style definition in large black and white letters for the word and his last name, Cross, written on the wall. Giving some insight into his management style, what is the 6-word definition that we see on the wall? It says cross, a thing they nail people to. Question number 5. In the beginning of the film, we see Frank deciding which family members and which corporate friends got which Christmas presents. What are the 2 choices of gift that his secretary was asking him to pick between? So some people got one gift, some people got the other. Which one? What are the 2 gifts we're looking for? The options were a bath towel and a VCR. Question number 6. Showing that he really did start at the bottom and was willing to do anything to succeed, when Frank was just getting started in the television industry, he dressed up in a costume for a popular kids show and played an adult-sized dog named what? Back when he was a young man, he was playing an adult-sized dog. What was that dog's name? All the kids would yell it, Frisbee. Frisbee was his name. Question number 7. A very popular city for American Christmas movies, Scrooged is one of them that is set here. With several beautiful shots of the skyline and buildings in the film, in what city, beautiful at Christmas time, does this movie take place? If you were gonna guess Houston, Texas, you're wrong. The answer is actually New York City. Question number 8. When the stagehand comes to Frank with a dilemma about getting the tiny mouse to wear the prop antlers, what method of attachment does Frank suggest before Claire aggressively shuts that idea down? In preparation for the TV special, he's asking how to get the mouse to keep the antlers on its head, and Frank suggests staples. Claire doesn't think it's such a good idea. Okay, question number 9. Now, personally, it's a film I'd like to see at least once. At the beginning of Scrooged, Frank is previewing a film that his network is going to air that stars Lee Majors. What is the title of that less than kid-friendly Christmas movie? It's at the very beginning of the movie Scrooged. They're watching the preview for the Lee Majors movie called The Night the Reindeer Died. Question number 10, used throughout the movie to show that Frank used to have a softer side. What is the nickname that Claire gave a much younger Frank that came from an incident when they first met and bumped heads? What is Frank's nickname that he clearly only wants to be used by Claire? He doesn't like it when other people call him that. The answer is Lumpy. Question number 11. Back in simpler times, when Frank and Claire first celebrated Christmas together, she got him a book, and he got her what popular item that is often advertised on television shopping networks? Pulling out all the romantic stops, he got her a set of Ginsu knives. You can cut through a pop can with them. Question number 12. The film was loosely based on the book, but it was similar in many ways to the original version of Charles Dickens' A Christmas Carol, including the ghosts' visits. What was the total number of ghosts who visited Frank on Christmas Eve? Frank was visited by a total of 4 ghosts. Question number 13. When his deceased former boss, Lou Hayward, shows up to his office, Frank originally writes the whole thing off as just a hallucination brought on by Russian vodka that must have been poisoned by what? So he just thinks he's seeing stuff. He swears it's a hallucination brought on by his Russian vodka that must have been poisoned by what? The answer is Chernobyl. Question number 14. After his lunch with his boss, when he meets the ambitious new executive who is gunning for his job, Frank starts to lose it a little, and when he goes outside for some air, who picks him up in the cab? He goes out for some air, and he ends up getting picked up by the ghost of Christmas past. Question number 15. When the ghost of Christmas present takes Frank to view the party at his brother's house, they are playing a trivia game. One of the questions asked was, on the Addams Family TV show, what musical instrument did Lurch play? The answer is the harpsichord. Question number 16. Another question asked that his brother gets incorrect was, what was the name of the boat on Gilligan's Island? Frank later answers that question during the Christmas Eve special. What was the correct answer? So we're looking for the name of the boat on Gilligan's Island. The answer is the SS Minnow. Question number 17. With a special guest cameo by the actual athlete, What was the name of the beloved American Olympic gymnast who plays the Charles Dickens character Tiny Tim during Frank's Christmas Eve TV special? The announcer says, starring Mary Lou Retton as Tiny Tim. Question number 18. While it's not expressly stated in the movie, from the look of his apron and the Christmas gift that Frank receives from him as a child, we can assume that Frank Cross's father had what profession? What line of work was Frank Cross's father in? From his gift of meat and his apron, we assume he is a butcher or something in the raw meat industry. Question number 19. When Frank gets sent down in the storm drain, he finds the man who asked him for $2 earlier at Claire's outreach program. What was the first name of that man that froze down there and appears later as a ghost? That man, who appears later as a ghost, his name is Herman. And question 20. Calvin Cooley, the young son of Frank's assistant Grace Cooley, has been a mute since witnessing his father's death. When he finally says his first words, what famous Dickens quote was it? He says it at the end of the movie and at the end of the Christmas Eve live special. On live TV, he says, God bless us, everyone. All right, that is it for today. Thank you for watching today's episode of Road TRIpVIA. It was number 708. Scrooged, the movie from 1988, one of my favorite Christmas movies and definitely one of the best versions of A Christmas Carol. If you haven't seen it yet, now's a good time to go watch it now that you've played the questions and everything's fresh in your mind. We will have more Christmas movie trivias coming up every day between now and Christmas, so subscribe to the channel if you're not already, and get ready for question 21, the tiebreaker for today's quiz. Though seeing one of Bill Murray's brothers in one of his films is nothing new, Scrooged featured 3 of them, John, Joel, and Brian. How many children in total did his parents, Ralph and Thelma, have? So we're looking for the total number of children in Bill Murray's family. From Ralph and Thelma, they had 9 kids. So Bill has 8 siblings. Whichever player got closest to 9 wins the point, and if there was a tie after question 20, whoever won that point just won the whole game. Congratulations, thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time. And for those of you who really like the movie Scrooged, we have a special question number 22. The only time it was seen in the movie was on his coffin in The Ghost of Christmas Yet to Come's Future Prophecy. What is Frank Cross's middle name? The double-double tiebreaker. If you get this right, you get 1,000 points and probably win the game. The answer is Xavier. His full name is Francis Xavier Cross. Okay, I've got no more bonus questions. That is it. Thank you for watching. Merry Christmas, and we'll see you on the next one.